Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy JP, back with another video. So today I just want to give you some encouragement on your journey, whether you're in the gym as a PT, whether you're doing high ticket closing over the phone, whether you're running your own offer or working for another company. And the message here is just to never give up. Because there's going to come a time where you feel like you've figured everything out. You want to roll, you've been hitting record numbers, and you feel like you're good. You're counting your commissions ahead of time and you think you've mastered the game. But one thing you need to remember is that you've never mastered this. You're a forever student. And if you keep training and keep persevering, you're gradually always going to get better. It might not be linear, but you're going to see progress. It's almost like weight loss, for example. So you drop a couple pounds and then you gain a pound and then maybe you gain 2 pounds and you kind of confused or you plateau, but then you keep going if you don't give up. Almost look at crypto, like Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't consistently gone up linearly in a straight line. It will come up, go down, come back up, sky up, go down. But on average, it's always going up. And that's how you should look at your skills. So if you ever go through a dip, as long as you keep training and you stay in the game, you're always going to get better. And that's the thing. That's why you need to be smart with your money. That's why on a good month, you don't want to blow your money buying bottles, going on mad vacations. Always keep savings because you just never know. So you always need to stay in the game because it can be easy when you go through a challenging period to start looking elsewhere, look at another job, look at another opportunity. Should I do drop shipping? Should I do e-com? Should I do YouTube automation? Should I do a different job completely? Should I get out of sales? And the thing is, as soon as you do that, you're going to start all the way from the beginning. Because when you hear people talk about, you can make this much money in this much money in that, they're typically talking about the top 1% or the top 0.5% who are making these numbers. So for you to start again from the beginning, it means you're going to have to learn a whole new skill set, and then you're going to uncover all the things that are potentially wrong with this new opportunity. And then you're going to wish that you stayed in terms of what you were doing before. The grass is almost never green on the other side. Not saying that you should close off yourself to other opportunities, but at the same time, you're only going to see real success when you commit 100%. Even my times as a personal trainer in the gym, the dip in my money always happened when I started looking at other opportunities. So when I started looking at, for example, I wanted to be an online influencer. So I started ignoring my clients in the gym and my results dipped. That's exactly what happened. And I saw an instant dip in my performance when I started taking my eye off the ball instead of going all in. And it's only when I was all in, that's where I had my record months, where I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And I would have stayed doing that if it wasn't for COVID. If it wasn't for COVID, I probably would have stayed in the gym. But sometimes you're forced to adapt and forced to improve. And for me, that's when it's okay. But if you're looking elsewhere and quit because you're finding it hard or you're feeling down on yourself, then that's just God telling you that you need to go harder, do more training, do more calls. Look at this down period as character building, because you going through this is not a waste of time, because this is going to make you even better. You're going to learn about yourself, you're testing yourself. Put yourself next to 10 other people, 9 are going to drop out at this point where you're finding it hard or struggling. But if you can break through, that's what's going to stand out, make you stand out. And that's how you're going to get to be that 1% earner. And for me, sales is one of those things. You need to sell. Any billionaire out there, all these rich, successful people in business all know how to sell. It doesn't matter if you're Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Zuckerberg. All these people know how to sell in one way or another. It might not be one-to-one on the phone, but they're selling ideas to investors, they're selling ideas to millions of people around the world through their advertising and whatnot. Jeff Bezos, master salesman. So don't wish it was easier, just wish you were better. And the only way you're gonna get better is by more reps, more calls, more no's, more disappointments. Rack them up, keep racking them up. Because every no you get is learning, it's a way to improve. And that's the thing as well, you wanna be tracking your data. So I track everything. I track how many sales calls I'm having, I'm tracking where they came from, I'm tracking how the call went, the objection I had, how much time I spent on the call. Because I can always now look back at the data and see, okay, I had a run where I made this many sales and this many calls, and I can even listen back to a call. I can listen back and I can hear what I was saying. So if I go through a challenging period, then I'll just go back and listen to how I was speaking to these people, what I said. Maybe I dropped the price differently. Maybe I handled the objection a bit harder. Maybe I stayed in the game more. I literally have a whole bank of all my call recordings, the outcomes, and if you're really serious about this, then this is something that you're going to do, because this is your own business. Even if you're closing for another offer, it's your own business. You're an independent salesperson. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. And that's the thing. As soon as you switch opportunities, you're starting all over again. You're starting that development process, even another offer. If you want to sell another offer, now you have to learn a new system, you have to learn new marketing, the new client avatar, and you're just starting from the bottom again. So wherever you're at, just be persistent. Just be persistent, keep your head up. Do whatever it takes to keep your head up. Motivation, listen to motivational videos, listen to your wins. I know this sounds similar to a video I've done recently, but it's so important, it's so critical to keep your head high. Keep training, suck up as much training as you can, read books. A big mistake I've been making is that I have been limiting my training. I believe it was Abraham Lincoln said, this man talking bare loud. Abraham Lincoln said, if you give me a tree to cut, I'll spend 80% of my time sharpening the axe and then 20% cutting the tree. And that's exactly what you need to do. And I'm talking to you, but really I'm talking to myself. A lot of times people give me advice and maybe it's a bit arrogant of me, but sometimes I think in my head, are you speaking to me or are you speaking to yourself right now? So you want to rack up that practice. This is what I like to do. I like to walk. I like to listen to sales training, think about sales. Because what else are you doing with your time, really and truly? If you're not with your girl, or if you're not in the gym. I mean, even if you're in the gym, you can still be training. Whenever I'm in the gym, I used to listen to music. I mean, I might do it for a big lift. I might throw on my favorite Vibes Cartel or my favorite Movado to get hyped for a tune. But if I'm other than the big lifts, I'm listening to training. And if you're not listening to training, then what are you doing? You should be taking sales calls, getting on sales calls, listening to training, sharpening up your skills, talking to other people about sales. You have to be fully immersed because this is hard. This is not easy. This is like the business Olympics. I've heard people refer to this as we're business athletes on the front line. A business, you have the HR, operations, marketing, all these soft roles. But without salespeople, the world doesn't go around. We need to be on the front end, taking all the sharp rejections, getting that customer feedback firsthand, getting slapped in the face, kicked in the nuts. How many times can you get slapped in the face, kicked in the nuts and keep going? That's how you become a beast. And that's how you're gonna make those bucks. It's about resilience, character building. And there's gonna be times you're gonna be frustrated and feel like, this is difficult. But if you can break through that resistance, it's just glory on the other side. It's like any superhero movie. Not that I'm big into movies or superheroes, but any great movie, there's always adversity and challenge. Okay, let me pick my favorite movie, Gladiator. My favorite movie of all time. That guy did not have an easy ride. That guy had his wife and children murdered. The guy was a slave. He started off high, the captain general, top man, top G. Then he was almost going to be emperor. And then, it's a great movie. I'm not going to explain the whole movie, but his life wasn't all easy. It was hard. But at the end, he has a glorious death. Even look at the Bible. Jesus didn't have it easy either. Guy got crucified, everything. So what makes you think that this is just going to be easy and you're going to just stroll through this? It's going to be hard. All of our favourite heroes, if you're into football, soccer, David Beckham, that guy didn't have it easy either. The guy was public enemy number one. Ended up being England captain and is an icon to this day. So don't expect it to be easy. Just wish you was better, wish you grinded harder, wish you did more. And you don't want to look back at regret when you're now 10 years down the line and you're struggling to make money, trying another offer, trying another business opportunity, kicking yourself, wishing why you should have stuck to one thing. Because I'm sure there's things that you gave up in the past and you wish that you still stuck to it. And I'm not saying like a crappy job or 9 to 5. I mean, I've done a bunch of crappy jobs. I used to be working security. I used to be a security guard. I used to work at Pizza Hut. I used to do a bunch of things. I didn't wish I'd continue doing that, obviously. But even at that time, whenever I was doing those things, I would be focusing on a bigger dream. So when I was working at Pizza Hut, I'd be making music. When I was a security guard, I was trying to develop an event business. And who knows, if I would have stuck to that, I could have been a multi-millionaire right now. But I fell to that trap of looking at another opportunity, giving up. And don't get me wrong, there is a time to give up. But 99% of the time, if you keep going, something's gonna break and something's gonna happen. Fortune favors the brave, God favors the brave. You have to keep pushing and keep working, even when times get difficult. And sales is one of those things you must keep going. Don't ever give up on sales. Don't ever give up on sales, because as a man, this is the equivalent of hunting. Imagine being around 300 years ago, 400 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. If you can't hunt, then you're gonna starve. And this is the digital 2024 version of that. It's being able to hunt through leads, hunt through lists and speak to people and hunt for the people that need help. And then help them, convince them, get them out of their own way. And it's gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna have plenty of uncomfortable conversations. People are gonna be rude to you. People are gonna procrastinate. You're gonna be left frustrated a lot of the time. But you keep going, things will even itself out in the end. Until eventually you become an expert and you can almost see things, almost seeing things in code, the matrix. You're just seeing things in 4D. You get to that point where you can see ahead of time on the call because you've done so many of these. You speak to that same person. Oh, okay, this sounds familiar. This person is a busy mum and they've got 3-4 kids and they've got no time and they're 45 years old, so their metabolism is all messed up and their hormones and they're frustrated, they tried everything. You can almost write their story for them to the point where you know the objections that are going to come up at the end. If they're not working, then it's their husband that's making the money, etc., etc. And you're only going to get to that level once you do this so many times. And don't get me wrong, I'm super experienced, but I still have these moments of challenge. And when I know, I just know I need to go harder. I need to do more training. I need to read more books. There's something I don't know, which is why I'm getting the no's. So just keep going, keep mastering, stay in the game. I'm here to help. Anything at all, just shoot me a DM. I always leave my details in the description, whether that's Instagram, Messenger. Let's talk sales, let's talk business, because what else other talk is there? If you're not talking money, what are you talking about? And sales is money. And we're in a golden time now where all you need is an internet connection to make money. 10 years ago, the only way I could have got a sales job 10, 15 years ago was if I had to apply for a job, go to an office in London, sit with 10, 12 other candidates and hope that I'd get enough favour for them to pick me. That was the only time. I mean, that was the only opportunity. Whereas now, internet connection, wherever you are in the world, you can make money and make this happen and change your life. And there's no cap with sales. You can make as much as you want. It's the battle of the hungriest. There's literally no upper limit. There's no ceiling. It's just the grind and your skill set that's going to dictate your income. There's no set salary. There's no just clock in and and veg out for 8 hours until it's time to go home. There's none of that. It's just pure hunger, pure grind, pure skill. And the cream will rise to the top. But you might not be at the top right now. And that's fine, because if you don't give up, you will be. It's guaranteed. No one comes out of the womb as an expert at sales. No one comes out of the womb as an expert in communication. But it's something that happens over time. And all sales is a series of decisions. You're making decisions each day, each conversation. This person says this, what do you say? This person tells you A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What are you going to hone on? What are you going to dig deeper on? Is it A? Is it F? Is it C? And that's why having a mentor is so important. I've got so many mentors. I've got one that I pay privately, and then my team has many more. And I'll admit, I haven't made the most of the resources as consistently as I should do. And I've been halting my progress because of that. And that's why I've decided from Monday, I'm gonna go extra ham on training. All the training's available. There's a bunch of free training online, on YouTube. Your company should provide training everywhere. If you want me to help you with training, I can put you in the right direction. I know many trainers that will be happy to help you. I can help you. I haven't put together any kind of offer yet, but soon. And if you are really, really serious about your craft, you're gonna seek the best. It's like any elite athlete. The top athletes, number one, their clubs are gonna have the top trainers there, top nutritionists, top strength coaches, top technique coaches, mental coaches. But the top of the top ones go an extra mile. Like, you look at LeBron James, that guy has a coach for everything. No wonder he's at the top. Michael Jordan, he was already the best in the league. However, when Michael Grover, his coach, reached out to the whole team, he didn't even contact Michael Jordan directly, but he was so hungry that he managed to find out who this trainer was and hired him himself and paid out of his own pocket to get the training, to get his game to another level, because he was so desperate in being the best. And don't get me wrong, I could definitely improve on this as well. Sometimes you have a call when you're just like, a bit annoyed, and you kind of just want to, quote unquote, recoup and get your brain back, and you might veg out on some YouTube and just watch some content. But that's the loser way. Winners don't do that. Winners will obsess over what went wrong, what to do better, how to improve. It's like let's say you're an elite athlete, you're taking penalties and you're missing a penalty. I'm sure the top guys are going crazy over that. Practice that penalty 100 times over to make sure that they're getting it right. As they say, average people practice until they get it right, and elite level people practice until they can't get it wrong. And that sounds easy to say. However, over time, you're going to get to that stage. It's not just going to happen overnight. But if you stay in the game, you're going to get there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.